It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity.
Okay, you should hear me now. I'm trying to wear my earplugs because I'm in the new studio space and it's just this like echo chamber of sound. Now they're connected. I don't know what's going on. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? It's going to turn into a nightmare for me. Let's see. Okay, so I don't know if someone joins. I don't know if I'm going to be able to hear them. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going on. So I'm in the new space, but I'm not in the new space. The reason I pushed back the stream was because I was hoping they were going to be done with the space and that I might be able to actually move some stuff in. But the reality is we're no closer. So I guess, before we get into that huge rant, I guess what I should do is say hello to people, which I don't even have the right screen open. So I'm working off a laptop. We're back using StreamYards. I got all the excuses in the world tonight, but we'll get there. We'll get there. And I'm about to sneeze. Excuse me. Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Let's see who's here really quickly. Adam Cruz is in the house. Almar is here as well. We have Anthony Dodge, the model train outsider. Bang got your Junction. Carl in the house. Tim from CP368 Productions is here. Dad Cooks, a.k.a. Eric. Dragon Lover 68. Mr. Dwight Curley, thanks for showing up. Jerry Sachs in the house as well. Joe Rader, Black Rock Central. Lauren Hurwitz is here. We've got Lynn McCurdy from out west. We've got Midsummer End Scale. We have Rail Artist. Ron Moen, thanks for sending the update. We'll get to that in a little bit. But Roy Elpham is here. John from Scuba River Valley is in the house. Sparky 107. Split Rock 323, welcome. We've got Steve 87th PSAP, and I think that is the end of my list, although there's probably more people here. There's nothing in here but me. I'll take the camera off and I'll give you a quick tour. I'm trying not to rant in the beginning, but I got a huge rant coming. But let me just show you really quick where we're at. So it's the window's right there. There's no window covering, so it's just bright sun right now. I've got my little background light set up, so that's why the wall is blue back here. We've got the door, which is just a temporary door put in. And then another blank wall with the computer and a light to light my face when the sun goes down. So it's a big empty room, and there's going to be echo, and it is what it is. I mean, as Anthony says, there's not a lot I can do in an empty room. I'm going to get echo. But I wanted to be down here today. I thought it would kind of be nice to be in this space today and to not be in the other space. So we're here. Oh, one thing I didn't show, I had them install what's called the Alpha Top Track. The Alpha Top Track allows you to hang the standards all off of the top track, and you can slide them back and forth and put shelves on them. So the idea is going to be here. Let me. It is a tiny empty room. Eric, that's a little bit about what my rant's going to be about. So I'll get to that in a second. It's a small room. It's 77 square feet. The ceiling, so the ceiling height is 11 feet. But each wall, one wall is like 9 feet something, and the other wall is like 8 feet something. So the ceiling height or the room height is actually higher than any of the lengths of the walls. But I did prep for today's presentation. So this is where I think we're going to go, right? So behind me over there, if I back up a little bit to maybe like over in this corner back here is going to be where the layout's going to go, and where I'm standing now is where the desk is, so the light's kind of off to my right. But one thing I did start doing, and I'm not going to get to it for a while, but I I was like, what are the like out of the box like possibilities for this room? So what I did is I started playing around in AnyRail for a little bit, and I came up with this. This is N scale, but I was curious, like, what could I potentially do in this space with N scale? And this is basically a double main line, except for in front of the door, it goes down to a single track. There's, I drew in two little yards, but I figured the yard behind the door would be the staging yard, and then there could be a little peninsula. Uh, yeah, so uh, I could do a helix, but my thought would be if I do a multi-level deck, is that the decks would not connect. So each deck would be separate, just because I don't really have the room for it. Yes, that is not a space; it's a lack thereof. That would be correct. Should paint the walls a green color and have a blast with backgrounds. So what I actually did is the wall color is actually a neutral gray. So anything that I shine against the wall, we're basically going to get the true color out of it. The walls are not going to tint anything in the space. I thought about doing switchbacks, but I'm a passenger guy, so I want to run passenger trains basically. So with kind of a yard in the one corner, or basically a staging yard behind the door, I could do something like this. And if I did this, I would definitely hire a track planner, because I definitely don't know enough to optimize the space. But for N scale, I mean, this is all of these corners. I used Atlas 19-inch radius track for all these corners. I know you guys can't see my my cursor. I'm showing my cursor. Yes, that is true. GG1s were not used on too many logging lines. And yeah, Anthony, man, you and I, man, I love passenger trains. I grew up on the Northeast Quarter, so how can I not love that? And Carl, that is what I'm thinking too. The idea is to have G and O scale up above, but then possibly have a 2-deck layout where one deck is HO scale, one deck is N scale, and then maybe a little Z scale layout as well. But this is 19-inch radius curves in a 9-foot by 8-foot room in N scale, which means I could run a pretty long. I mean, not that passenger trains are ever that long, but I can run a decent sized passenger train. Yes. Wasn't the guest on the show track planner? There was a track planner on the show. I know a bunch of different track planners, so yeah, yeah, Lynn. Northeast Quarter, man, all the way. I actually have in HO scale. I actually have a Lehigh Valley passenger train. I have a Pennsylvania passenger train. I have an Amtrak passenger train. Oh, and actually, I have two. I actually have two Pennsylvania ones. One is the whatever the brown color is called, the Tuscan red color, and the other one is a silver color as well. Yeah, but this is a blank canvas, and I'm hoping to kind of make the best of it, and see what I can make happen. It's gonna take a little bit of time. I do think so. I don't know that I'll be able to convince a track planner to plan this for free, but what I would like to do is probably find somebody that would be willing to work with me on price in exchange for doing like a collaboration. But yeah, I mean, if you look at where the door height is, right, in relationship to where the ceiling is, And so this is a temporary door. The real door is going to come up higher. But even if I put the O scale and the G scale there, I still have a lot of space up above for storage or for shelves. Not bragging, but not enough room to list all mine. Yeah. You can do the Keystone Quarter, so you can run diesel passenger. There you go. But I got all these GG1s, so I got to run some of those. Ooh, there's an idea. I could have a track planning contest amongst my viewers. Maybe we'll do that. Like, we can all just get on and come up with ideas. I am sure that this is not, or I should say, I'm pretty sure this is probably not the best use of the space. The yellow sort of benchwork, those yellow pieces are 12 inches wide. So I drew this basically, I would have 12-inch deck all around, and the open space is actually 36 inches. Being how small this room is, though, there's probably not a reason why I need a 36-inch aisle. I mean, the chances of having enough people in here that I would need a 36-inch aisle is probably insane. Yeah, Digger, this is gonna cost money. It's gonna cost money I don't have. The good news is the girlfriend started a new job today, and that's part of the reason I came and streamed down here, was just to give her a little peace and quiet. But speaking of money, why don't we just take a second and thank the people that are members on either Patreon or the people that are members on YouTube. If you want to become a member of the channel, you can join in the links down below, or there's about 600 other ways to support the channel. So please take a look and please support the channel if possible. Welcome back. Thank you so much, everybody. I am bringing up a little website for a little contest that I've been doing that has been going pretty well so far. And I just kind of want to show people, show everybody where everybody is at with that. Lynn McCurdy, thank you so much helping out. I really do appreciate that. It's definitely going to help out. If you go to one of the things that I do have as well, if people want to give a different way, is I have an Amazon wish list of items that I need to, to fill out the room. Like, there's curtains and there's just stuff on it. So that's another way that you can support, which is pretty awesome. And Lynn's actually done that. Lynn bought me the security camera for the room, so I will, as soon as I can get in here, get the security camera set up. But one thing, let's look real quick. The Model Railroader Health Challenge is going on, and people that want to join me on the walks, thank you, Roy. Much appreciated. Everything is going to 100% go back into setting this space up. So I really do appreciate that. And this Model Railroader Health Challenge too has given me a whole different kind of perspective on the community. It's been really interesting getting updates from people, and people have been joining me on Please step out of the bat cave. Yeah, unfortunately, you're gonna get the echo today. It's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. But it's been great. People have been joining me for walks. I hope I can keep doing the walks. I just learned that my unlimited plan isn't really unlimited. At some point it's going to start throttling, so I don't know how many more walks I'll be able to do until the month switches over in data. But yeah, it's been great, and people have been sending me updates. We're now up to 17 participants. This is updated as of a couple hours ago, I think. So, I've got as many updates as I can in here. The latest updates are person number 8 and person number 15 have given me updates today. But yeah, rail artists, you could probably afford to gain some weight. Some of us need to lose some weight. And, that's why, as I mentioned, it's hard to do a challenge because, we're all in different places in life, but just the way I structured it was kind of how I structured it. And it's going on until November. So you've got plenty of time if you want to jump in still. And so if you want to jump in, send me an email, and you can join the list of 17 people. And it's going to be anonymous. If you want to tell people what number you are on the list, you're more than welcome to. But I'm going to just do it as, I'm just going to do it anonymously. That's that. Anyway, that's that. So, yeah, I'm not a big fan of when people say this, but another reason I moved it back to 7 o'clock is with all of this sort of waiting for this space to get set up. I haven't had the time to do the train stuff. And yes, John, the health contest will end before Thanksgiving. That was very intentionally done. But yeah, and yeah, Digger, you can ride your horse, man. Come ride your horse. But I am doing these walk and talks through the city. So if people want to see New York City and join in the conversation while I walk around, I've been doing it live, and it's been a lot of fun. But as far as modeling, when I signed up for this space, I signed up in like mid-May. And when I initially signed up, the thought was it was going to be ready June 1st. And then as we were working on the contract, it came out, okay, it's not going to be ready June 1st. It's going to be ready July 1st. But I was still like, okay, like I'm not going to do a lot more stuff, up in the apartment. I'm going to wait until I get into the space. And now it's July 26th. And I'm still kind of, I've still been sort of pushing things off. So I'm kind of curious. I'm kind of curious how people handle this kind of stuff. Like when you're in this situation where you're waiting for somebody else and things are out of your control. What do you do? How do you keep going? Like, if you're working on a model and you find out you're missing a part and you can't keep going because you don't have the part to keep going, it's like, what do you do to stay motivated? What do you do to, to keep pressing forward? And I knew, like I'm in construction. I know that construction takes forever. So I knew it was going to be delayed, but I just sort of thought, oh, it's a small space. Like, it's, it's going to happen, but it's like, I'm like dying to get in here. I don't want to do any other stuff upstairs. I just want to get in here and start working. And like Containerman says, I could pull out, The reason I don't have any hair is because of projects like this kind of stuff. Yeah, Steve87 says that's work every day. It's so true. And John does say, put that model down and make progress on another. And I guess that's where I got a little stuck, is that I'm not sure what the other is. Like I'm not sure what the other thing is that I should be working on. And I just noticed something else that bothers me. All right, so we're going to get into the rant, and people can join me in the rant because I'm going to guess that other people have had similar experiences with this than as I've had. They say one of the reasons that you hire a contractor to paint your apartment is that if you paint your apartment, you're going to see all the mistakes. And Norman, I have been planning the layouts. I don't know if you were here a little earlier, but that's I showed a drawing of what I might do in the space. But so this is another one of the things that I just found that bothers me. So the way I'm going to attach stuff to the walls is if you search the Container Store for their alpha shelving, the system they have is basically you attach a top track to the wall, and then all of the standards are the vertical pieces that go up and down are called a standard. All of those attach to that top track, and then you can slide them wherever you want. And that way, I can move the shelving all around. And the ceiling's about 11 feet. The longest standard that they have is about 8.5 feet. So that means that the bottom of the standard will be up about 3 feet, but I'll have benches and stuff all around, so it doesn't matter that it doesn't go all the way to the ground. It's not, yes, like it there. It's actually not blue, it's actually gray, but it's such a neutral gray that any color that I point at it comes out exactly what the color you put on it. And I did that so that when I put the model railroad in here and I go to film stuff and I have lights shining against the wall, it's not going to cast colors onto the things that I'm recording. So what I just noticed though is what I did is I bought the top track, and then I taped it together into sections so that they knew which section went on which wall, because the different walls were different pieces. And I just noticed that they didn't remove the tape on the, I wrapped tape around it to keep the pieces together. And I just noticed they hung the pieces on the wall without removing the tape. So now there's tape behind the pieces of top track that you can see on the front. It's just so my big rant for today is, if you're in construction and you're doing residential construction, you gotta stay on top of the contractors. And I get this is a commercial space, it's not really residential, so they're taking a lot of shortcuts. But I just noticed that now that they left the tape on the top track, and it's behind the track, between the track and the wall, so now you can't ever get the tape off. The other thing that they did, and this goes back to, so the rail actually doesn't need to be a little bit off of the ceiling here. Let me go to the website, Alpha Top Track Rail. Nope. I gotta go back here. Instructions for easy installation. Let's share this. So the top track isn't even the rant. I haven't even gotten to the rant yet, but it involves contractors and laziness. So StreamYard, let's add the stream. So here's the top track, right? And basically you can get any different kind of fastener from them. But the reason the top track can actually be all the way up against the top is right here. You can see there's actually these two notches in ignore associating people. I wish. Yeah, it's anyway. So it's got notches in it. So what you do is you have to install the standard where the notch is. And then once you slip it into the notch, then you can slide it back and forth kind of anywhere you want it. So that it basically hangs on the bottom. Let's see if it shows. Here you go. So the standards, as you see, kind of like fit in. Fit into the top track. There's just enough space to slip down, and then you would put the brackets on. I like the guy with the drill. He has a mullet. Now I got to go back. Now I want to see the guy with the drill. Oh, that's a woman. I think that's a woman. I don't know. I think they're trying to say. I think they're trying to say that anybody can install it. And it's easy to install. And once they're installed, if they've been installed properly, then they can hold like 250 pounds of shelf or something like that. So you can, so the rail is wide enough now that you can get it in. So that is a really nice sort of aspect to it. But yeah, so the idea is that on that back wall, or the wall behind me, the idea is the layout will be just like you'll just be able to see the layout, and then from above that will be shelves of, I'm calling it model railroad wallpaper. I want the model railroading. I want it to look like there's model railroad wallpaper on the walls. But yeah, oh yes. So I do have to go up that far. I bought a ladder though. I think we talked about it maybe 2 weeks ago, and then talked about it again. But yeah, I do. I have a ladder so that I can get up there, because that is high. And of course, now I need to get up there to take the tape off. But here's the rant. Let's get to the rant. In honor of Tom, we will end the stream at 8 o'clock. But yeah, so Drew Dude, what color are you asking about? Are you asking about the color of the rail, or are you asking about the color of the walls? I have a small setup in the closets in my house, put them in myself. Yeah, and part of why I got these is we have these all in my my closets as well. So let's here. So people keep asking about the wall. So you can kind of see now that that's the actual color of the wall. It's a little dark because the lights are off, but here, well, I guess here we can turn this around. Well, that's not helpful. It's a neutral gray, so the camera is terrible at picking up neutral gray. So based on the color temperature of the lighting, and based on this, it's this, this little LED light, when I plug it in, everything just looks really blue. And it just does it like really just pops. Yeah, I am swimming in misery. I actually am. What's better, Norman? What did I miss? What did I miss? 1-800-Clyde. I haven't seen you in a while. Manny's here. Drew is here. Got a bunch of people here. Okay, bring on the rant. So the ladder is likely going to go under the layout. The ladder folds up here. Let me, I'll show the ladder. let's actually go here, Amazon. I bought it off of Amazon. I have not opened it up yet, which could be a good thing, could be a bad thing. Hopefully it's all going to work. But let's scroll down. So here is the ladder that I got. It's one of those fold-up ladders, so it folds up down to about 40 inches long. So it'll fit underneath one of my 2-foot by 4-foot tables. I'm actually on one of my folding tables right now, but the tables that I use for my layout and for everything are these little small folding tables, and this ladder will fit under the folding table. My other plan is so there's, the door is there, and this space right here is about 12 inches, I think it is. So I may store the ladder back there, and/or I'll put shelving. I'll put shelving up there as well. Containerman, you've got that style of ladder on your truck. Yeah, I mean, you know, folding ladder, what could go wrong? There are some people in the comments that have pictures of like the ladder just like snapped, the rail snapped. But you know, I'm doing the health challenge. I'm going to be lighter. I'm going to be a lean, mean fighting machine. So, so hopefully we'll make that happen. So the rant that I've been threatening, this room has an air conditioner in it. It's a window air conditioner. That's just the way it is in New York. Everything is pretty much window ACs. The good thing about it being a window AC is that I can kind of control it. Don't let it get wet. Containerman Roy, if the ladder gets wet in this studio with all of the train stuff that's going to be in here, I think I'm going to have a lot more problems than So John Arthur's asking, what's with the M-shaped arrangement? And what he's talking about is this one down here on the bottom right corner. My guess is that that's for, so the top right one, where it's kind of making a platform, I'm guessing that the bottom right one is for another method of making a platform. You would just have to put, you know, like a piece of wood across it if you can't do the full width of the other one. This ladder was on the QVC channel. It did fold up with a chap on it. Yeah, I used the grill ladder. I really wanted to get a, and Norman, I don't think it will, because with the door swinging in, if there was something on the back of the door, then it would hit the shelving that was hanging up. So I'm above ground level. I'm on the 2nd floor. And we're getting to the rant, if I could open the window to clean the windows, I could show you out the windows. So window air conditioners, they're good because they're easy to replace. They're relatively cheap. With a room this size, they do a really pretty, you know, good job cooling it. The old air conditioner was up at, I should get a motorized lift instead. I wish I could get a Genie lift. I wish I could get one, because it folds in different shoes. The girl might want to bring it home so you can do things for her that requires a folding ladder, unless the office space is in the same building that you live in. I'm close. I can definitely get from the office to the apartment. Digger, you gotta go back. I've got 2 walking the streets of New York videos that you might appreciate. And for someone that wants to see New York, I talk a little bit about different parts of the history and different things like that. Jerry, let's get to the rant while we're still young. Jerry, you're not. I'm sorry, Jerry, you're not young now. I don't know what to. I don't know what to tell you. He interrupts one rant to go on to the next. I'm not sure what the official rant is. Hello, Southwest Father. Welcome. Okay, so here's the official rant, and I found this out. So I came down here because I wanted to clean the window because I thought, like, you know, how nice. There's like this window here, and this window is so dirty. You can see just how dirty the window is. And the old air conditioner was at the top. So when they said, where do you want the new air conditioner? I said, just put it up top. Because if they put the old one there, they can put the new one there. So instead of taking down the entire old one, making sure that the window still worked so that you could clean the window, what they did is they just took the new air conditioner, they took the old one out of the sleeve and just stuck the new air conditioner, which if you look at it, it's too small. They had to stuff foam around it to get it to fit. So not only did they not go through the effort of installing the air conditioner correctly, I still can't open the windows to clean the windows. Rants Monday. Yeah, between my show and Tom's show, there's probably a lot of rants. But yeah, so that's my big rant. The big rant is that I wanted the AC installed up at the top, and there are ways to install. I wish it's not union labor. It's not. They're very nice guys, but yeah, they're really nice guys, but yeah. So it does have a remote. The other thing is that there's this switch right there on the wall. This switch actually controls the outlet that's up there. So you could also just turn it on and off. But I like the idea of the AC being up there, because if the AC is up there, hot air rises, cold air falls. It'll cool the room nicely. But if I can't open the frickin' window to clean the window, I could care less where the AC is if I can barely see out the window. Am I allowed to fix it myself? Yes. Technically, no. Yes. I should be able to, though, do it. What I basically said is, I said if this is how they're going to install it, just install it in the bottom of the window, and I'll install it. Yeah, have we talked about the permits yet? The contractor still hasn't gotten their permits, although they've continued working. So I don't know. That's another rant. Is this just going to be rant after rant after rant? It's a little unclear too. I think what the issue is I think that the contractor, I don't think it's a permit issue. I think the general contractor doesn't have their GC license. I think their GC license expired. I don't think they renewed it. And I think because their GC license expired, all their permits expired. So, so here's the thing, Derek. I am a project manager. I've done a bunch of project management for construction. I'm not paying these guys. This is the building paying these guys. But nobody from the building's paying attention. I email the person responsible for the project and I say, hey, can I get an update? Like, what's the status? When can I move into the space? And the person is like, I don't know. So yeah, nice guys are great, but I'd rather an asshole that does good work sometimes. But yeah, somebody was talking a little bit earlier about, and someone was saying, are all New Yorkers angry? No, I'm not generally angry. It's just, don't move to New York. It's just these little things. It's just another, it's just, it's just these, if you, I know, don't sweat the small stuff, right? Like that's what everyone says. Um, but it's like I do have standards, and I get that like there are certain things that yeah, like you shouldn't sweat. But on the other hand, it's like just just do your job. Just do your job. Like not taking the tape off of the rails and hanging the rails is just shoddy. It's just shoddy. Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. It's not so much angry. I'm just disappointed. Um, so part of why I'm disappointed, I guess, too, is that I like this community. I want to do well for this community. I want to move forward working on this channel, and these little things that are going on are just getting in my way of are getting in my way of moving on. And Sparky, this is a little bit my theory of being a project manager is as a project manager, my job is to analyze all the little things, remove as many of the little issues as possible, right? Like leaving tape on the back of a track should be just a simple thing. Like just remove the tape before you install the thing. Yeah, New York City has had very few disasters. That's true. Bad workmanship, but don't get too angry about yourself. Yeah, I know. It's part of my passion for the hobby that's getting in the way of me moving in here and just sort of like enjoying the space. I mean, come on. The reality is, right, once I move in here and once I've got things hanging on the walls and once I got stuff up, I'm not going to care if the window is a little bit dirty. But before I move in, I want the window to be nice. And that's it. I've waited a long time. I thought I was going to get in June 1st. I'm still waiting. Did they remove the faceplates before they painted? They actually did. Yeah, you can actually see. Well, at least this one. Actually, I should realize this is longer. Yeah, this is the switch for the air conditioner, and you can see they did remove the plate. But what they did too, though, is, and I know they're going to fix this, or I suspect, but this was replaced. But when they ripped out the original that was in here, it took out part of the drywall and stuff. So now they're going to have to go back and repatch a lot of this too. So it's just this whole project's just been frustrating from the start. I have a project manager walked in and found the wrong thing being down and sacked contractors. Yeah. Telling you, set up the layout in the park, big cup at the end of the side. So the part of what I'm having a problem with the park is that the Wi-Fi doesn't quite reach the park enough for me to stream. And Jerry Sachs was asking me about. I've used up so far this month. I've used up 19.57 gigabytes, and Verizon gives you up to 22 before they start throttling. So I've got about 2 gigabytes left of streaming that I can do. So I have a feeling on my next walk around the city that I'm going to end up, the stream will probably get cut off because I'm running out of data. So I'm excited, I'm frustrated, the space is coming along. I don't know if you can see. There's still this is going to be the light switch. They haven't put that in. There's going to be outlets on this wall over here. You can see there. They put in the outlet boxes over here. You know, there's a lot of little things. There's no light in the ceiling yet. There's a lot of little things to do, and you know, yeah, stuff under the layout's not a big deal. I agree. Probably not. They throttle during very high use period. Yeah, Derek, and I wonder about that, right? I'm in New York City. When is there not a high use period? So it may or may not work. The good news is that my data switches over on, come on, focus. My data switches over on July 29th. So, James, I know it takes time. It's just so out of control right now. So this is the other thing Digger asks is a great question, is the door is just a temporary door. It's a temporary wood door. It's secure. Lynn McCurdy did buy a security camera for me as a part of my Amazon thing. So I will definitely have a camera in the room at all times. Yeah, I will definitely be doing that. Yeah, and right, I am the supervisor, exactly. Heath had a front door on my back door with a letterbox on my house. That's hilarious. Oh, that's too funny. Steven said, I'm looking at my brother's a ground man, same work ethic, and I don't have to tell him anything. Yeah, it's so great. I've worked in theater for many, many years, and I've worked with certain groups of people where you don't have to say anything. You know, you can walk up to a heavy object and, you know, you just know how to lift it. You come up to a doorway and they just know how to walk through the doorway. And everything just kind of, it's so great when you don't have to talk through every little thing because you have somebody that just works really well with you. David, someone will break in and steal the camera. So my intention is, so the door is there and I'm gonna install the camera up there in that corner. So about 10.5 feet up in the air is where I'm gonna install the camera. So if somebody can get in here and then get up there to get the camera, they can take it. They can take it. I'm a project manager as well, Heath, so when I go to work today, I'll sack somebody and honor me. I would appreciate that. I would appreciate that. A very tall person. Yeah. But I'm gonna have a ladder in there. Yeah, it's a Wise camera, W-I-Z-E. They have, I think it's like $5 a month, or maybe it's $3 a month even, a service where they'll to the cloud record everything. So I'm going to probably get that service just because I think that'll be a good way to do it. You know, I think having that service as a backup to protect all of this stuff. I will say that's kind of one of the problems is that the door, they just ordered the door today, or actually they didn't even order the door today. They finally talked to somebody today that's gonna give them a price for the door. So depending on what I start putting in this space, whoever comes to install the door is gonna know what's in here. And I was kind of trying to keep it a little bit of a secret as to what was up here. So they'll take the camera out with the camera spray. But hey, I'll get them coming in. I'll get them coming in, and maybe I'll get a second camera too. So when they're taking out the one camera, there'll be another one. Don't stress Heath, don't stress Heath out anymore. He's gonna blow up. No, I'm okay. I'm okay. It's fine. It's gonna be okay. I was hoping to do a very different stream today. I was hoping that I was going to come in here, and I was hoping that starting at about 5 o'clock or so, that I was going to have the shelving in, I was going to have the tables behind me back here, and that things were going to start happening. And I'm just frustrated that, you know, another week down and some more time that things, you know, aren't getting done. Yes, Mike. So very astute observation. The temporary door, for whatever reason, they installed it so that it swings out. They will have to install it so that it swings in. So the actual door will swing in. It's just, you know, it's the way it is now. And this is true. Unless it's over $3,000, they don't really care. And even if it's over $3,000, if it's not a car, they almost don't care. Get a peephole camera on the door, get them coming down the hall. I thought about that. Let me actually show you guys. Let's see if I can. I've locked myself in. Can you see? No, it's so dark. One last thing, and then we'll all go visit Tom. So if you look at those doors, they've got round windows. So the plan is that this door is going to have a round window on it, my door to the room. So what I'm going to do, yeah, exactly. It has to swing in. It's unfortunately, but so what I'm going to do is when there's a circle on it, I might put like a ring camera or some sort of something like that in it. But I don't know, you know, the room, yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do. The room has to open in, or the hinges would be on the outside. Right, yeah. I mean, right now, this door, they could just pop the hinges too, right? So, oh, there we go. Yeah, the glitter. Have you guys seen that? Mark Robler's glitter bomb? Round window, put a railroad crossing sign in. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to take this logo and I'm going to get this logo printed out in a circle, and I think I'm going to put this logo in the window is I think what I'm going to do. But yeah, make full signs. So due to financial constraints, the layout when I move in is just going to be my T-Track module, or my T-Track layout. That's just what it's going to be. So I do already have it. I do already have it laid out, and it's basically here. You know, here's the layout. So it's just going to be, you know, back in this corner for now until I possibly, and just in case you haven't seen this, Norman, this is sort of like maybe where I might go one day, maybe in like a year or two, depending on how things go. We'll turn the room into a real train room. But for now, it's pretty much going to be the T-Track stuff, and that's just kind of the way it'll be. If any of the wrenches, what are they called, moderators, are here, if they could post up the video, that's a great cigarette, so they can watch a video to see what they want to steal. Man, I tell you, it's a rough crowd. Put a sign on the outside, exit only. That's funny. Yeah, I don't know why. Like, there is no reason. There's no reason. Again, laziness. There's no reason that they couldn't install this frame. Just install it opposite, and then the door would swing the other way. And they've got one screw here and one screw here, and a screw here, screw. There's like five. Here's another screw. There's literally 5 screws holding this door in right now, and they've got it swinging the wrong way. John from School River, if you could post the link to Tom's Trains and Things. If Tom is not going live, if you could post up like Nick's Trains and Lackawanna, because I believe they're streaming as well. But yeah, and that's it too, right? I mean, model railroad stuff is low risk theft. They might want the computer stuff. That would be the thing that I'd be concerned that they'd want. But yeah, I don't think they're. Thanks so much for being here. I'm sorry that tonight was a lot of ranting. It's been interesting, this whole process. I think I'm realizing just how much I'm sort of passionate about the hobby and about how much that I want to, uh, make this a great space. Um, so that's I think part of the frustration. And yeah, and if they don't turn the door around, I'm gonna unscrew the door and turn it around. I just like, if they won't do the AC, I'm gonna do the AC. It's just, it's just the way it is. So I'm going to leave one more time, thanking the sponsors, thanking my channel members, thanking the people that supported the channel. Please support each other. Please, this is a great hobby, and this hobby is made even better by the community that's a part of it. So please support everybody in the hobby. And as soon as I get all this stuff cleaned up, I'll see everybody over at Tom's. But until then, have a really fantastic week. It's going to be a great week. I know it's going to be a great week. It's only Monday. So just, have a fantastic week, and I'll see everybody soon.